In this video we're going to be setting up our GeoZones, and basically our GeoZones are customized zones that can be used for calculating our shipping and taxes. Before we do that, I would just like to say that I'm not a tax advisor, and the guidance that I'm given in this video is for training purposes only. You will need to consult your relevant tax advisor or accountant, or even in some cases your local inland revenue, and perhaps maybe even customs. So to get started, we go to our system, localization, and come down here to GeoZones. Now, as we can see here, OpenCart comes down with two GeoZones already set up. One is a shipping zone for the UK, and the other is a VAT zone for the UK. Now, as I'm based in Ireland, I'm not actually going to be using any of those two, and I will be deleting them, but I can't delete them at the moment because there are tax rates assigned to those zones. So basically what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be setting up 4 shipping zones and 4 tax zones. Now, the shipping zones are actually different than the country in some cases, and best to explain this, I'll just go over to Ireland's Postal Service website on Post and show you what I mean. And here the Irish Postal Service have got 4 shipping zones. This covers the whole world, and their first shipping zone down here is Ireland. Now, Ireland shipping zone covers the 32 counties of Ireland. Even though 6 counties in Northern Ireland are covered by the jurisdiction of Great Britain, the shipping zone that we'll be setting up will actually cover the whole 32 counties. Now, for VAT purposes, one of the VAT zones we'll be setting up for wholesale customers will cover the 6 counties of Northern Ireland and the UK. So this is why there are 2 separate zones, GeoZones, as opposed to just countries for postage. Another example maybe would be in America, you might have West Coast and East Coast. There'll be GeoZones perhaps set up for both the West and East Coast of America, as the shipping rates, I'd imagine, vary between the East Coast and the West Coast. I don't know that information for sure, so it's something, if you're based in America, that you would have to check out. And likewise, if you're based in the UK, for shipping purposes, I'd imagine that all your shipping zones would cover Northern Ireland as well as the rest of Great Britain, but wouldn't cover the Republic of Ireland. Again, it's something you'd have to check out. So let's get started now by going back here to our GeoZones, going up to the right hand side here and clicking insert. Now, the first thing we do is give our GeoZone a name. I'm just going to call the first one here Ireland and NI shipping. Next, we give this a description, and I'm calling this shipping zone 1. When we've that done, we've got to add the countries that this shipping zone will apply to, and to do that we go down here and click add GeoZone. Now we can drop down the menu here for the country, and I'm going to put in Ireland here as a country, so I just push down the letter I on my keyboard, and I push it down again and again and again and again and so on till I get to the country, and I'll just click enter. Now over here, the zones. Now the zones here are the counties within Ireland. So for your country, basically these will be the counties or shires or states. It's usually the top level subdivision of the country. So when I drop this down here, I've got the 26 counties within Ireland. So next we're going to add another GeoZone here, and this GeoZone is going to be one of the 6 counties within Northern Ireland. So they're under the jurisdiction of the United Kingdom. So I drop this down and I just start pressing the U key on my keyboard until I find the United Kingdom. Then I press enter on my keyboard. Now we don't want all the zones here, we've just got to select the 6 zones. So we drop this down, and I know that the zones I'm looking for are actually under county, so I start typing C, and as you can see here now, the 6 zones are there. So we have County Antrim, County Armagh, County Down, etc. So we'll start with the first one here, County Antrim, and then we continue on until we put in those 6 by clicking here on the add GeoZone. So now I've added the 6 zones within the United Kingdom to my GeoZone here. I simply go up to the right hand side here and click save. Now my other 3 zones, now I've got to create my second zone, which is going to be Great Britain. So let's just go back here, and up here on the right hand side click insert, and I'm going to call this zone GB shipping. I'm going to describe this as my shipping zone 2. Now I'm sure you'll have got the idea by now, but I'm showing you this again just to point out what we've got to do here. So we'll add the GeoZone, drop down our menu, start hitting U on our keyboard, then enter once we're on our country. Now for the United Kingdom, we're not going to leave this at all zones because it's the shipping zone, and my shipping zone here is just going to be relevant for England, Scotland and Wales, and not including Northern Ireland. So we have to take out the 6 counties of Northern Ireland from the United Kingdom for the zone purpose here. Now there's no way of removing the counties from the zone, so what we have to do instead is we have to add all the counties and shires of the United Kingdom, but excluding the 6 counties of Northern Ireland. So it's a little bit of work here. There may be an extension on the OpenCart store that might automate this process a little bit. I'm not sure, I haven't checked it out, but essentially this is what we've got to do. So I'm going to make a start here and just continue on until I have my zone set up, and basically after that I'm going to be setting up my Eurozone and then my rest of world shipping zone. Now I've put in all the zones there for the United Kingdom. I just go up to the top here and click save. Now next I'll create my third shipping zone by clicking insert up here on the right hand side, and we'll call this Europe shipping and give it a description of shipping zone 3, and next I'll come over here and add all the countries in the EU for my shipping zone. When I'm finished that, I'll click save. Then I'll just create my last shipping zone by clicking insert up here on the right hand side, and I'm going to call this ROW shipping, and I'm going to give this a description of shipping zone 4. Then I'm going to add all the countries that are outside of the EU. When I finish that, then I'll go up here on the right hand side and click save. Now as you can see, that's the 4 shipping zones done, and I'm going to create some VAT zones now by clicking insert on the right hand side. So I've called this value added tax, IRL, NI, GB and EU. This is just to save confusion that I know what this GeoZone is in relation to. Basically at the moment the VAT rate is 23%, and if I'm selling goods anywhere in the EU I have to charge 23% VAT. That's to my retail customers. So that's what this GeoZone is being set up for here. Next I give it a description. So I'm just calling it VAT zone standard. Now I have to add the GeoZone by clicking add GeoZone here, and basically this is all the countries in the EU including Ireland and the UK. So I drop down here and I'll just start off by putting in Ireland, and we leave this at all zones. Add my GeoZone here for the United Kingdom and leave this at all zones, and continue on, for instance France, Germany, etc., all the European countries. When I finish that I'm going to go up here and click save. Next I'm going to create another GeoZone for VAT. Click on the right hand side again up here, and the name for this GeoZone is 0 value added tax for Northern Ireland, Great Britain and the EU. Now this GeoZone here is going to be set up primarily to deal with wholesale customers or business to business customers. Now if I have a wholesale customer within the EU who is VAT registered and they provide me with their VAT number, basically I charge a VAT of 0 on their goods. Now I say this as charge VAT of 0 because 0 VAT rate is actually a rate as opposed to being exempt from VAT, so you charge the VAT rate of 0. So this is what this GeoZone is about. Next I'm going to give it a description, and I'm just going to call it VAT zone 0 there. Now I add the GeoZone here. Now basically the GeoZone here is for the 6 counties of Northern Ireland and all of the United Kingdom and all of the EU. So we don't need to do the 6 counties here separately because just the United Kingdom one will do, because the 6 counties of Northern Ireland are already included in the country here for United Kingdom. So United Kingdom, then add our GeoZone here for France, Germany, etc. And when we're finished that, we'll go up here and click save on the right hand side. Now, when you are dealing with business-to-business customers who are providing you with a VAT number, the VAT validation is an automated thing that can be set up in the system settings. So we'll just have a quick look at that. and you edit your store here on the right hand side. Then you go to your options tab, scroll down till you get to taxes, and then here on the second one down is validate VAT number. Just ensure this is clicked yes. Now of course there's nothing to stop somebody giving you a valid VAT number which isn't their own, so this is something that you'll manually have to ensure that you're happy with and that you're dealing with a genuine customer. So anyway, when you have this ticked as yes, you scroll up and click save. Next I'm going to create another zero VAT GeoZone, and this GeoZone is for the rest of the world. Basically anywhere outside the EU I charge the zero VAT rate, so I'll call this zero value added tax row. ROW stands for rest of the world in this case. Next we give it a description, then we click add GeoZone and start inserting all the other countries of the world, including all their zones. And when we've done all that, we basically go up here to the right hand side again and click save. Now the next VAT GeoZone I'm going to be creating is in relation to our shipping cost, or post in this case. Because I'm using On Post, the National Postal Service for Ireland, the cost of postage does not include the VAT element. So I'm calling this zone On Post zero VAT all zones, and I give it a description, and then I add a GeoZone down here. Now the GeoZone here is basically all of the world. Pretty sure there's an extension that you can get on the OpenCart store that will add all the countries, so it will just save you from having to go along and populate this manually here. So it takes a little bit of time, but the comfort is you only have to do it once and it's set up then forever. Regardless of what method you've done, always remember to come up here on the right hand side and click save. So there we have it. That's the 4 shipping zones, the 4 tax zones set up, and also we have the 2 that came down with OpenCart here, which are non-applicable to me. We will be deleting these out here so there's no conflict with our shipping or VAT zones, but for now we can't do that because there's tax assigned to those. So I'll be covering this in the video which shows you how to set up your taxes. Now we'll just have a look over at the shipping by going to extensions and shipping, and down here on our weight-based shipping we can just click edit, and here we can see all our GeoZones. Our On Post GeoZone, which we'll be leaving disabled as it's not applicable to the shipping here. The Europe shipping will be enabled, the GB shipping enabled, Ireland and Northern Ireland enabled, and ROW shipping will be enabled. The other VAT ones here, those 3, we'll just be leaving those like the On Post one here as disabled.